Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day into the Houston Astros tie with the St. Louis Cardinals 1-1 in spring training. The Astros go 1-0 and 1 in spring training today on their doubleheader split squad. Astros played 2 games at the same time today, and so had some of the squad in this game against the Cardinals, and then the other squad was with the Astros against the Marlins. I know it's a weird type of thing. I try to explain it to a couple people that I'm close with, and they don't understand. For instance, I've had a friend that didn't understand what that meant. My dad didn't either, so they never heard of that. But so the first game of the split squad, the Astros. This game was the only one on TV. Astros. This game was televised against the Cardinals, and so they win. They lose. They don't win or lose. They tie with the Cardinals 1-1. But the other game against the Marlins, they did win 10-5, and that's why I said they went 1-0 and 1. And so 4 hits for the Astros, 3 for the Cardinals, 1 error for the Astros. Scoring summary: Newt Barr hit a triple to center. Ciani scored a 1-0. That was partially because of a bad play by Jose Altuve in the outfield, which we might see from time to time this year. Third inning, Jose Altuve does score in the third inning when Yordan Álvarez hits RBI single to the left. Altuve scores. He's thrown out at third, and it's 1-1. And maybe if Isak got to third base, it's a different story, and the Astros potentially score their second run, but that didn't happen, and the Astros tie with the Cardinals 1-1. All right, Astros batting lineup today. Altuve had a third inning walk. That was it for him offensively today. He's, like I talked about, he struggled in spring training offensively. Isak today went 0 for 1, but a bunch of walks for him this spring. He's had a lot of walks so far, and he had another one today. Third inning walk, Altuve to second. And that's how he got on third. That's how he got on base in that third inning when he got thrown out at third when Yordan hit the single. Freitas replaced him. He had a ground out to shortstop, struck out swinging. Yordan Álvarez went 1 for 3, struck out swinging his first at bat, RBI single in his second, grounded out to first in his final and third at bat. By the way, Jose Altuve today played the entire game and played all 9 innings in left field. That's interesting to talk about. Bush replaced Yordan and went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Cam Smith went 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to third and grounded out to pitcher and played in right field today, and the Astros are going to start him again in right field. So, yes, he's 0 for 5 in his last couple at-bats. That's not great. But keep in mind, even though he's 0 for 5 in his last couple at-bats, he's still 9 for 22 this spring and is batting .409 for the Astros. Cooper Hummel were to place him and popped out to second, flied out to right. And, Jeremy Pena, who has been killing it this spring, went 0 for 3 today, flat out to right, lined out to second, ground out to catcher. Even though he went 0 for 3 today, still batting .429 this spring for the Astros. Bastadas replaced him and didn't have an at-bat. Victor Caratini had 2 plate appearances today, reached base both times. He had a single to right, was hit by pitch in the 4th, and that was it. Joe Hudson came and replaced him. He's looked really good in his limited at-bats. Another hit for Joe Hudson, single to right for Joe. John Singleton continues to look terrible. Should not be on this roster. I'm sorry. John Singleton went 0 for 3. I'd rather see Zach DeZenzo at first base or see Isak at first base than someone else at third base. Or, hey, here's a better idea. Here's another better idea than John Singleton. What about Victor Caratini at first base? Just John Singleton has been so horrendously offensively has been so horrendous, and defensively he's a good asset to have, but it just hurts you in the lineup. And the Astros have too many of that right now with the outfield. They can't afford to have another guy doing that to you. So you don't have to worry about John Singleton being a starter for most of the season once Christian Walker's back. But if the season starts and Christian Walker's not available, John Singleton is not the answer at first base. Maybe his glove is, but it's definitely his bat isn't. But yeah. All right. And you know what? Maybe it would be a good option if late in the game and, you want to replace John Singleton, you want to bring in John Singleton late in the game. He won't get any at-bats, but he'll come in and play first base. That's a good option, but you don't want to start him in a game and have his bat in there. I think it's with the way it's gone so far, the way he ended last season, the way he's done this spring, batting 103 this spring. His bat will hurt you too much, and the Astros already have that in their outfield, which has McCormick and potentially Mauricio Dubon, whether he's going to be in the outfield or the infield. So the Astros can't afford to have another guy like that. Luis Castro replaced him, but didn't have any at-bats. Jake Myers went 0 for 2. He's actually been better than all those guys. Jake Myers this spring has been better than Chas, better than Dubon, better than Singleton's, probably been better than all of them combined. Jake Myers is batting .292 this spring. Ground out to shortstop and lined out to center in his 2 at-bats. I'm not trying to hype up Jake or anything at all. It just shows how bad some of these guys have been. Chas did go 1 for 3 today, but he's still not even close to batting 200 this spring. Let's get to speaking of Dubon. Dubon went 0 for 2 today. Ground out to shortstop, struck out looking in the 5th. And he's batting 130 this spring. Shea Whitcomb replaced him, went 1 for 1 with a single to center, and that was in the 8th inning. He's batting .217 this spring. So, yeah, Dubon is another guy who's been horrendous offensively, so it's not something you like to see. Spencer Arrighetti, I thought this was a great outing for him. Went 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and he started to test his splitter pitcher, his pitch of using the splitter today, and had to use it with facing a bunch of left-handed hitters today, and I thought it went pretty well. I mean, he only gave it 1 earned run and 2 hits in 3 innings, getting 4 strikeouts. Not that bad at all. Brian Abreu went the 4th inning and gave up no hits, no runs, no strikeouts, and gave up a walk, and that was really only because the Astros play-by-play announcer Todd Callis had to say something. To be fair, it was like a 3-1 count when he said this, but he said, "Oh yeah, Abreu hasn't given up a walk in this amount of time," and then next pitch it's a ball and it's a walk for whoever got a walk in that 4th inning. So just the clear announcer's jinx there. Then Taylor Scott had a rough outing last game. His last outing much better today. Struck out the side. Love to see that from Taylor Scott. And how about AJ Blueball? He got 3 innings today and looked really good. Only gave up 2 walks in his 3 innings and had 2 strikeouts, giving up no hits, no runs. You like to see it. Blake Wyman pitched which was the 9th inning for the Astros, right? Yeah, that was the 9th inning. Gave 1 hit and 1 strikeout. So it's good to see that from the Astros. Sure, it's a 1-1 game, no win, but there were some good things. There were some positive things from this game, like Yordan making some contact, getting to see Cam Smith in right field, and, having Victor Caratini continue to, find his bat. He's been playing better recently. Seeing Arrighetti, Spencer Arrighetti in the way he's looked today. Seeing guys like Brian Abreu and, Taylor Scott look the way they did off the bullpen, and he's been horrendous all spring, but AJ Blueball looked excellent today for the Astros. I mean, for instance, he pitched 3 innings today, didn't give up any earned runs, and his ERA is still 9.35 this spring. So yes, he's been horrendous, but he's a top prospect for this Astros team, and it's good to see him pitch like that. So let me know your thoughts on the Astros 1-1 tie in the comment section, and peace out.